Okay. Mr. Frank, today I would like to ask your health condition. Why that you look so different from the previous interview that we had?
I had a setback 3 to 4 weeks ago. I ended my first cycle of chemo with Avastin. I felt wonderful. 80% of the cancer that they found in the liver, lungs, and colon was gone. The tumors were either shrunk to less than 1 centimeter or they disappeared. I was in very good physical condition. I took my wife sailing on a lake by myself on a boat and capsized it and still brought it back. I was in perfect health. I ran out of mushrooms. We were in the Philippines where I was taking my chemo treatment. My Avastin chemotherapy was over the first cycle, and they changed me to Erbitux, another kind of chemo.
How many times you get that?
I took 3 Erbitux treatments once a week, and I became very, very sick, very, very ill. I was transported by ambulance to the emergency room at St. Luke's Hospital in Manila, and within minutes of my arrival, my heart stopped for, 8 minutes, and I went into a semi-comatose state, and I woke up 9 days later. What they discovered was a very, very strong and very virulent sepsis infection. It appears that the infection began at the exact same location where the original tumor in my colon was and disappeared. That infection spread through the fistula and spread to my lungs. They suspected pneumonia, they suspected many different things, but after 30 or 40 different tests, they finally found that it was probably a fungal sepsis infection, and they finally found an antibiotic that worked. They took me off the mushrooms completely because they wanted to test each of the antibiotics in turn to see which one would work.
You did not take the mushroom extract
And I had no mushrooms
during your new chemotherapy.
During that time, no mushrooms. They don't know if it was the Erbitux or if it was the Iranoplectin, I believe is the other name. It was a combination of 2 chemos. They don't know which one caused the infection, but it was a pretty violent, severe infection, enough to put me out for 8 or 9 days. I was released last week, came back to Bangkok, immediately started taking my mushroom liquid again. Today I'm walking without a walker. My bowel movements are regular. I'm sleeping very, very well. My mental attitude is better. And on Sunday I'm flying to Europe for Christmas.
Your appetite is okay now. Your appetite.
My appetite is returned. I lost 10 kilos during the last sickness, but I've already gained back 2.5 kilos in the past 2 weeks from that, from eating and drinking more protein drinks. So I think a combination of the mushroom and the rest is really what's hastened and speeded up the recovery process. Once before, and the proof to me is that about 4 months ago, I stopped taking the mushrooms to go on a trip to Burma on a holiday for a week, and I didn't have any mushrooms with me, and I got violently ill, severe fevers up to 42 at one point, very, very sick. Came back to Bangkok within 24 hours of resuming the mushrooms. I felt fine. So these are 2 episodes in the past year where I know for a fact that not taking the mushrooms made me sick, and when I started to take them again, I got better. There is no way to dispute that in any way, shape, or form and it has nothing to do with the chemotherapy.
Okay, we would like to get some idea from Professor Dr. Liu. In Mr. Frank's case, what do you think should be the underlying?
May I just add?
Okay.
May I just add one thing
Yes.
before Dr. Leo comments? During the time I was in hospital 2 weeks ago, they ran a complete immunodeficiency series 1
Deficiency
test,
test.
and it came out perfectly normal.
Before you got ill, you got sick.
No, after I was sick.
After
After the heart attack, after the coma, after everything, my immunodeficiency levels were normal.
Still
normal. My blood was still normal. Now I can let Dr. Leo explain why.
And you at the same time give me an enigma. Because what is done with the mushroom is that we try to activate the innate immunity, to activate the inflammatory process as a defense against infection and as a defense against cancer cells. What we think that the mushroom extracts do is that it balances the immune system such that the Th1 derived processes are increased. Because we know that once people get cancer, that the Th1 process is slowed down considerably, and since that is the best protection that you do have against infection and cancer cells, that has to be restructured. Let's say that. And we think that that is the major thing that these mushroom extracts do. And then to explain why you still have infection, apparently the bacterial infection is quicker than the defense system.
So
we cannot master nature. We try to do it better, to make it better, but we're not the boss.
Yeah.
So in this case, mean that the mushroom extract will bring back his immunity back to normal.
I just looked at the records, the very recent records, and they say that his T lymphocytes are very much increased, that the CD8 plus cells are very much increased, and that shows that there is all of a sudden a restructuring of the immune system. And the clinician wrote underneath that it should be further investigated, because why does he have such a high CD8 count?
And this CD8,
For the better, not the worse. Yeah.
we know CD8 T cell is very important to get rid of the cancer cell. We know this CD8 can get rid of the cancer cell and the virus cell, virus infected cell.
But still, I think that you really, well, in the first place, I would say you need surveillance, absolutely. And if I look at you, your condition should become much better. So really high protein diet and
You recover, don't worry.
sleep well.
Eat more, sleep more, okay?
Yes.
And you recover. Thank
Take
you.
good
Thank
care
you
of
very
yourself.
much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Arena,
Thank you, because
for
for
your
me,
comment.
I was told last March by some of the best doctors in the world that I would be dead by August 1st. And they gave me sleeping pills and a book on how to write a will and said goodbye.
And today is
And today is almost Christmas.
21st of
And
December.
on Sunday I'm flying to Europe for a holiday with my family. I can only again say that the mushrooms have made a significant contribution to our recovery. And I thank you, Dr. Leo, and I thank you, Dr. Wattana, for giving me your continued support and help
You're
in doing so.
welcome.
We really hope it works.
Yes. Okay, that's the end of the interview. Thank you.
Good.